Hi guys, and welcome back. This is part 2 of a two-part series that we are doing on how to avoid mistakes that guests make on their first trip to Walt Disney World. So if this is your first time to our channel, welcome. Please go ahead and subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon, and we can keep you up to date on all of the new videos that we're gonna have coming out. But the other thing is, guys, we did a part 1 to this series on how to avoid mistakes that guests make on their first trip to Walt Disney World. And I gotta tell you, there are so many that people do make from time to time that really you just kind of got to do it in 2 parts. And I know there is a lot of mistakes that we have made and that we have learned from. So a lot of these are even me just sharing those with you and what we learned from it. So again, thanks for joining us. And if you're coming back again, thank you for joining us again. So let's just dive right in and get started. So the first mistake topping today's list is not knowing what the My Disney Experience app is, and that it is one of the most important tools that you guys will be using in the parks. My Disney Experience app is really incredible, guys. This is an app that you download onto your smartphone, and as you go through the parks, obviously it can help you as a map, it can help you as knowing where certain things are at each of the parks, from guest services to restrooms to restaurants to rides, but also let you know wait times and also where character meet and greets are going to be as well. The other important feature to the My Disney Experience app is fast passing while you're in the park. So guys, let's say you've already used up your fast passes that maybe you've booked ahead of time or that you've had for that day. So this way, using the My Disney Experience app, you don't have to go to the kiosk to get another fast pass for the ride that you want to go on. You simply go onto the My Disney Experience app and you search for the fast passes that are available for the times that you want to go. Now, here's the thing, guys. Fast passes are constantly being scheduled and canceled all at the same time at all times during the day at the park. So keep that in mind as you're going through. Don't get frustrated because you didn't see the fast pass that you wanted right off the bat. Keep checking back, check different times. For example, let's just say you want to go on a fast pass ride at 5 o'clock, but it's not available. Check 4:45, check 4:30, then check back at 5 o'clock again. Check those times constantly, and that will actually help to ensure that you guys most likely will get fast passes throughout the day. A caveat to that, guys, the high value rides, okay, that people are definitely lining up for that have the 3 or 4 hour waits, those are a little bit trickier and may not be able to get those at last minute fast passing, but you can always try anyways. So number 2 on today's list is that guests do not fast pass ahead of time before their trip. Now I know what you're thinking, that's not me. I am definitely gonna fast pass. I am going to be the first one to fast pass the rides that I want. Well guys, people get busy, things happen, and you know what? So at the 30 and the 60-day mark, people sometimes forget to go ahead and get those fast passes for those days that they're going. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you're fast passing. If you're staying on property, you can fast pass 60 days in advance, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern time. And if you're staying off property, you can book 30 days in advance, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Coming in at the third mistake that guests make on their first trip to Walt Disney World, and this one is a tough one, guys, having too many sit-down table services on your trip in the parks. Now, the way I feel and the way that reality works are 2 different things sometimes. So I feel like sitting down at these table service restaurants and really being kind of immersed into the character dining experience and having incredible meals is absolutely wonderful. However, the fact of the matter is that really those table service sit-down restaurants and those character dining experiences take a lot of time. They take a lot of time for you guys to actually sit there, go through the meal, wait for all the characters to come around. And during that time, guys, you could be out doing rides, you could be out, shopping, you could be out, just really seeing the sights of the park, also meeting characters at the character meet and greet spots, but really just being out in the parks. So, really you want to make sure that you definitely get time to have the sit-down table service restaurant experience and have that character dining experience. But really, guys, they take a lot of time. So just make sure that you don't book all of your dining throughout the day, all your 3 meals for table service restaurants. Guys, there are quick services that you're in and out within 20 or 30 minutes usually. But these table service, these sit-down restaurants with the character dining, you're gonna take at least an hour to an hour and a half, even sometimes 2 hours. And I know it doesn't sound like it would take that long, but they really do. So be careful. Just make sure that you're kind of planning accordingly. Make sure that you know what times you want to go do things, what time your fast passes are for, and just keep that in mind when you're booking your dining reservations. So guys, I gotta tell you, number 4, it's a big one. And that's not knowing what or when extra magic hours are. So if I'm the first person right now telling you what extra magic hours are, I'm so excited, and that you guys are gonna get to know what extra magic hours are and how to use them. And if you already know what extra magic hours are, just make sure that you know what times they're actually happening. So make sure, again, this is on the My Disney Experience app. You can find out all the park hours and when the extra magic hours are. So what are extra magic hours? It's really simple. Each day, one park dedicates itself to doing extra magic hours. So that's 1 out of the 4 theme parks will have extra magic hours that day. So I want to make sure that you guys don't confuse extra magic hours with hard ticketed events like Mary's Very Merry Christmas Party or the Not So Scary Halloween Party. Those are hard ticketed events, and those are not extra magic hours. So the park that is doing the extra magic hours for that particular day is either going to have it before the park opens or after the park closes to the general public. The only way to use extra magic hours is to stay on property. So if you are staying at a Walt Disney World resort or hotel, you're staying on property, you have access to those extra magic hours. Just so you guys know, there's no way to cheat the system really, so you will be scanned, either your ticket will be scanned or your magic band will be scanned. So just make sure that if you are staying on property, you have access to these extra magic hours. If you are not staying on property, you do not. So for the park that is doing the extra magic hours that day, they will either have an hour before the park opens to the general public or 2 to 3 hours after the park closes to the general public. So that's a lot of time that you guys can have as resort guests actually in the parks to do those high value rides for sure. Definitely take advantage of the extra magic hours when they're available to you. So guys, we've come to the end. Number 5 is a really big important thing, and it's a huge mistake that first timers make, and quite frankly, even veterans. But it definitely is a mistake that is made often. So the 5th mistake you want to avoid while you're at Walt Disney World is not setting a budget at the parks. Oh, believe me, I know there are a ton of things that I want to buy when I go to the parks. Absolutely, I want to buy them for me, I want to buy them for Liz, I want to buy them for Morgan, I want to buy them for our pets. I mean, the thing is, guys, there is so many things that you can buy, but you need to have a budget. And quite frankly, the way that we do it, and just to help you guys out, we have an overall vacation budget that we're gonna stick to, and that we actually pride ourselves usually on staying under. So that's something that you wanna do, but the other part of that is set a budget when you walk into the parks for the day, or have a budget already set for you before you walk into the parks. And that is for extra little snacks or drinks, definitely meals. If you guys are not on the dining plan, you want to make sure that that budget is set. And then also for merchandise, especially merchandise. There are so many things, guys, so many things. Definitely set a budget at the parks. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the 2-part series. If you haven't seen the first video, go and check it out. Also, go ahead and give this video a like, and I'd love to know your comments. Of course, I want to know any mistakes that you guys have made that can help us out, that can help out the community here. And definitely, what would you what have you learned from in the past? So I would love to hear that. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification so that way you guys can get notifications of all the new videos that are going to be coming out. And again, thank you so much. Until next time, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.